Hello and welcome to the final match day of the second edition of the PacificAus Four Nations Tournament. Game 1 today sees the Solomon Islands taking on Vanuatu in a match that will determine third and fourth place in this 2025 edition of the tournament. It's been a great learning experience for both these sides. We're preparing for the OFC Nations Cup in July, and while they'll certainly take a lot out of their defeats to Thailand and Australia, this is the big game coming up against potential rivals for that OFC Nations Cup title, and for both sides, hopefully an opportunity to leave Australia with a win. Of course, this tournament is not only about what happens on the field, but off the field as well. Both of these teams went to the National Zoo in Canberra on Sunday and got to see some lions, giraffes, crocodiles, kangaroos, animals that Vanuatu's goalkeeper Amelia Reddy said that they'd only previously seen in the movie Madagascar. It was another opportunity for these players to connect off the pitch as well in what is the final few days of their trip to Australia's capital, Canberra. Well, as the teams make their way to the middle, about 25 degrees and sunny in Canberra at the moment, so perfect football playing conditions, and conditions where hopefully both of these teams will be able to thrive and show off the best football that they're able to play. Let's go down now to ground level for the national anthems.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of the Solomon Islands.
It always means the world for these players to represent their country, and they'll get to do so here on the final match day of the PacificAus Four Nations Tournament. Let's take a look now at how these two sides will line up today. A couple of changes each as they hope to get their first win of the tournament, score their first goals to take back with them to their countries. So for the Solomon Islands, we have two changes to the team that took on Australia on Saturday. Ivy Sade and Nailene Matake come into the starting 11, replacing Meselin Saipio and Alama Gagoni. Their captain, Eileen Peggy, and forward Jamina David will once again be central to their team's efforts. Meanwhile, for Vanuatu, only one change after their game against Thailand. Lamata Simon comes into the starting 11 after an impressive stint off the bench. She replaces Limas Erikan, who moves to the bench. Amelia Reddy was very impressive in goals against Thailand and will don the gloves again today. So final instructions from both coaches. Vanuatu's coach Jean-Robert Yelu letting his players know those final words, the game plan of how they are going to defeat the Solomon Islands today, how they will get that first win on the board. The Solomon Islands are ranked above Vanuatu in those FIFA rankings, but of course none of that matters when they are on the pitch. The two captains doing the toss, Eileen Peggy of the Solomon Islands and Annie Rose-Guerre of Vanuatu. The referees for our match today, Casey Rybelt is the central official. She's assisted by Maddie Allum and Emma Kobek. The fourth official today is Isabella Mosson. So formalities all out of the way now. Teams in their huddles getting ready for this final match in Canberra. Both teams will come into this one determined to walk away with the win, to ensure that they finish third in this tournament, but most importantly, to continue gathering that experience. Solomon Islands coach Batram Suri there, watching on. Players from both teams have mentioned that it is a fantastic learning experience first and foremost when they took on Thailand under 20s, when they took on Australia under 20s, but this is the game that both sides will feel like they can win. And they will throw everything at getting that result. It'll be Vanuatu who get us underway in their green kits. Henriette Sangul, the player standing over the ball, the 21-year-olds. Solomon Islands, meanwhile, in their yellow kits. Vanuatu going from right to left on your screen, and the Solomons from left to right. Both proud nations in football. Football huge in both of these countries. And women's football growing and getting better with every single year and every single game that they play. So we are underway in Canberra. Match day 3, the final match day of the PacificAus Sports Four Nations Tournament. Solomon Islands taking on Vanuatu for bragging rights, for a chance at finishing up the table and to leave Australia with a win. Here's Nelly Vuti with the throw. Vanuatu with the early possession. Going to work their way through midfield. Ball over the top. Finds feet. Defended well by Shirley Saini of the Solomons. The Solomon Islands, they were the team that made the final of the recent OFC Olympic qualifiers against New Zealand. They lost that game. They did score though. They'll be hoping to take that form into the OFC Nations Cup coming up in July. This tournament providing preparation for both of these sides for that OFC Nations Cup. Edith Nari. Ball through the middle. Out wide, Matake. Matake's cross able to be dealt with by Vanuatu's defence. Both sides showed an ability in transition. Let's see how that translates into this game today. Some nice footwork through the middle. Jane Alexola on the ball. Garrett, the captain. It's pressure now from the Solomon Islands. You can hear the coach urging them up, urging them to press. And now they do win the ball, the Solomons. So streaming forward here in the Solomon Islands, but good defensive effort to win the ball back by Vanuatu. Vuti. Mansale. The line for Henriette Sangul. Vanuatu controlling possession in these early stages. Nelly Kaltak on the ball there. Cousin of Brian Kaltak, of course, the Central Coast Mariner treble winner. That's a lovely ball over the top. Well, it was met firstly by Solomon's keeper, Joan Hanagaro, kicked into Henriette Sangul. And Solomon's very lucky that that ball didn't fall back into the path of Sangul there. To Solomon, brought to ground. Jamina David. Ball down the line for Vanuatu. Sangul. Now an opportunity in transition for the Solomons. Once again, Peggy's ball forward. Finding the run of David. Jamina David can't get past Rita Solomon, who was there on the scene to ensure that that counter-attack couldn't go any further. Rita Solomon, really one of the stars of this Vanuatu team. Mari's ball forward intercepted. Here come the Solomons. Looking to play a ball central. Two yellow shirts in the middle. It's dealt with by Kaltak. Solomons making sure they get back quickly when Vanuatu have possession of the ball. So a clear game plan here from the Solomons to sit back and play in transition, allowing Vanuatu a lot of the ball, but it's here in these situations and they'll look to spring forward quickly. On that occasion, Mitake was the player who won the ball. Here she is again. Donna Kyrie. Desaney and then Sade. It is Nari's ball. Well, it was up the line. It was searching for the Rena Solisea. But too much on the ball, and Solisea may have been offside in any case. Here comes Vanuatu. Lovely touch by Solomon. Searching for that ball in the penalty area, but defended away well by Peggy. Peggy doing exceptionally well there. in defence, Solomon's captain. Intercepted high by Vanuatu, an opportunity to move forward. And Sale, though, had the ball taken away from her by Donna Kyrie. Sade's ball up the line. Headed away by Nelly Kaltak, out for a Solomon's throw. Kaltak family so prominent in Vanuatu football. Men's and women's. Got two more cousins in the men's national side as well. The ball delivered in by the Solomons. An attempt to get it away. Looking high was Kyrie. Ball played forward, and we may just have a stoppage. No, play will continue with the Solomons attack. And they've looked promising in transition, the Solomon Islands, but perhaps looking now to create something with this high press, but good work in defence by Vanuatu. Eventually it's played out for a Solomon Islands throw. Well, we'll throw now to pitch side where Russ Gibbs is waiting. Russ, what's the latest from down on ground level?
Thanks, Taryn. Well, we couldn't be any closer to the action from where we are. We're right in between the two benches, about 5 metres or so, less than that, from the sideline. Any closer, we'll be taking part in the game, or even better, we might have been the fourth official, which we're stood in front of exactly where we are. It's conditions here are beautiful today in Canberra, slight breeze blowing across the field. Sun's out. It is quite warm for both these sides, and as you're well aware, of course, this is a Tier 1 international. Speaking to both coaches before kickoff, they did make it abundantly clear this is more than about pride. This is about ranking points, improving themselves in those FIFA rankings, and both of them were confident of success. And they've had a lot of defending to do over the past week, these two teams, so it'll be nice to see them express themselves going forward with a bit more possession on the ball, which we expected them to have throughout what should be an exhilarating 90 minutes.
Thank you so much, Russ Gibbs. And indeed, these two sides, yes, two heavy defeats to start the tournament, but now it gets serious. Both sides wanting to walk away with the victory ahead of that OFC Nations Cup in July. And of course, the further you can move up the FIFA rankings, the easier it is when you get to those tournaments, the higher seeded you are. So it all counts. Here comes Vanuatu on the charge now. Solomon directing traffic, but defended away by the Solomon Islands. Ball delivered in central, has to be dealt with by Hanagaro, and his comfortable catch. So all of these goalkeepers have had a lot to do over the past 2 match days. They've done it fairly well, all things considered. Had a lot of saves to make. Of course, both keepers now will be hoping that their players further up the pitch can express themselves, show what they can do in an attacking sense, which we know that they're more than capable of, and it is Vanuatu in these early stages who's controlling possession. Mensale picking up the ball in midfield. Christine Mensale all on her own, goes for the strike from distance. Well, Henriette Sengel was alongside her, but then unfortunately has gone down, perhaps clutching at an ankle. It's really made it difficult for Mensale, who had no choice other than to shoot from that kind of distance. Take a look at the replay here of what may have happened. And at first glance, that looks like a rolled ankle. Unfortunately for Henriette Sangul, who started this game brightly. Sometimes with ankles you can walk it off. And sometimes, unfortunately, it can spell the end of the day. We'll have to see what happens here with Sangul. She's back on her feet. She is walking without a limp, which is good to see, so hopefully she'll be okay. And thumbs up from the physio as well. I'll go through all the tests now, and hopefully Sangul is okay to get back on the pitch. So Vanuatu temporarily down to 10 players as they await the return of Sangul to the field of play. Nice turn away there by Nelly Vuti. And Sangul back on the pitch. That's good to see. It's the Solomons, though, on the attack again. Been so dangerous from these kinds of areas already. Mitake trying to play the ball through. Mitake still on it here. The cutback. They'll go back again. The shot's deflected back into the path of the Solomon Islands player. Ballerina Solisea was offside, which means that she wasn't able to affect the shot. Well, that's the closest that the Solomon Islands have come. Mitake managing to get past Gere, who just stopped. And then the deflected shot did find its way to Solisea, but she was offside. And unfortunately here, Vanuatu's captain now, Annie Rose Gere, is down hurt. As Mitake was passing her, she was injured. Not immediately obvious what exactly the injury may have been. Seems like she may have just been hurt in the face or something like that during the challenge. Well, that's what stopped her in her tracks, and she'll receive physio attention again. On the replay, she's clutching at her arm, firstly. An opportunity for both sides to assess their work so far. It's been Vanuatu who have been the team more often in possession. Solomons, you get the sense that they're not too worried about that they're happy to sit a little bit deeper. Again, use those pacey players to advance the ball forward. Hopefully if they can win the ball in midfield, use that to their advantage. Well, Garrett still clutching at the shoulder. It's not a great sign when she's walking. She's kind of holding that shoulder very gingerly. The other arm is moving freely, but the arm that is perhaps injured is requiring a bit more attention. So once again, a Vanuatu player receiving treatment, which means that the Solomons will have a player advantage temporarily. And despite Vanuatu's possession, you can see the Solomons the side with some shots on target so far. Diagonal ball. Needs to be dealt with by Simon and is. Marta Simon does well. Oh, ball up the line. He's looking to release Rita Solomon. Let the Solomon Islands get there first. Throw in. Nice turn. And ball delivered central. The header needs to be dealt with by Caltac and is. As Eileen Peggy, who got her head to the ball. Caltac had yellow shirts around her but managed to clear. Solomon Islands players now pressing higher than they were to begin the game. Maybe it just took a few moments to get out of the mindset of defending that they had for the first few games. Well, now perhaps an opportunity opening up, but Vanuatu's defence manages to scramble back once more. Now perhaps fantastic touch from David. David goes for the strike. Appeals for handball, not given, and now from the edge of the area, flying over the crossbar. The Solomon Islands really beginning to apply pressure now to Vanuatu's defence. Brenda Anis took one for the team there. And well, there is a case to say perhaps that was handball. The argument against was that it came off her body. So yes, her arm was out, but because it came off the body and she was the defending player, referees are asked to be a little bit more lenient these days. If she was the attacking player, it almost certainly would have been called back for offside. You can't score a goal if the ball hits your arm at any point in the process. But as a defensive player, because it deflected unexpectedly off her body, she may just have gotten away with that one. Solomon's in some space here. Solisaya putting the ball central. The turn, the shot blocked away. Donna Kyrie coming very close there. Once again, it was the scrambling defence of Vanuatu who prevented the opportunity. Fancy back heel, ball played forward, shot blocked, but David was there, couldn't find her balance, Jamina David, which means that she wasn't able to get the shot away. So Vanuatu with the throw, looking to advance the ball up the pitch yet again. Eventually play called back here for a foul in favour of Vanuatu. The referee, Casey Rybelt, just having a chat here to Jamina David. She's seen something that she didn't like in back play. Fantastic turn from Mensale. Ball played central. Alitsoa with the strike from distance. Hanegaro able to collect. Here come the Solomons. David. Jamina David thinking about a strike, goes for it. Keeper is there. Amelia Reddy can claim. Here they come again, the Solomons. Ball played central. Donna Kyrie searching for a way through. Shot from outside the area. Blasted over the crossbar. And Jamina David is beginning to have some more sights on goal. And the Solomons, again, just beginning to apply that pressure. The ball caught on the roof of the net. That's always a difficult one for goalkeepers. So Amelia Reddy says, well, I'm not dealing with that. I'll just get a new ball. That ball will live there until it's taken down. High interception. Real opportunity here for the Solomons. Ball played central, but defended away. You wonder if Mitake could have gone for a shot herself there. Instead, she opted to try and play it central. So some early substitutions here for Vanuatu. There's Limas Erikan coming on the pitch. She's replacing Brenda Anis. So Erikan, who started the game on match day 2, will come out as an early first half substitution here. So still scoreless, about halfway through the first half between Solomon Islands and Vanuatu. Vanuatu were the team early who had the majority of possession and chances, but as this game's gone on, the Solomon Islands have grown into it. And just in the last 10 minutes or so, it's been they who have looked more likely. Vanuatu advancing it forward. Sengul with a lovely ball over the top. But Lamata Simon denied having a shot by the offside flag. It was great vision from Sengul to see the run of Simon. Simon again, not able to keep her feet. And Solomons, well, thought they were onto something there through Wiley and Peggy, but the pass didn't find the target. So here comes Vanuatu again. Nice touch from Rita Solomon. Out wide, a shot from outside the area. Well dealt with by Hanegaro. We'll go down pitch side now, back to Russ Gibbs. Russ, it's been a game that's ebbed and flowed so far. What are you hearing down on the sideline?
Well, because we're quite close to both coaches here, Taryn, we're hearing quite a lot. And both coaches were very vocal earlier on. Robert Yalu was more vociferous. And he was absolutely furious earlier when Jane Alatoa elected to shoot when they had a player over on the right-hand side. He threw his arms in the air in exasperation. Meanwhile, Batram Suri was asking his defence to close the gap between themselves and the midfield. So they're their first 20 loose balls. They don't want to prevent Vanuatu with any easy progression up the park, which he feels that they're seeing at the moment. And just a little shout on that penalty appeal for handball. There really wasn't much of an appeal from either the bench or anyone on the park at all for that handball, and which was waved away by the match officials. But as you say, very vociferous noise from the coaches and the benches. It's quite nice to be part of.
Thank you, Russ. Down on the sideline as Vanuatu attempting to play the ball forward once again. It had to be dealt with well by Hanegaro. She did manage to keep the ball in her grasp, but she had managed to spill it. That would have been trouble. And the ball played forward but dealt with comfortably by Edith Nari. Nice little 1-2. Here come Vanuatu. Can they find that player in the middle? Well, it's blocked away before the cross can get there. So a corner for Vanuatu. An opportunity from a set piece to open the scoring here. Looks like it will be a conventional delivery. No one's coming short here. So 5 players forward for Vanuatu. They're outnumbered by Solomon Islands defenders. It only takes the ball reaching one player. Corner delivered. It's not gathered, and it's headed in. Vanuatu take the lead. Limas Erikan off the bench gets the final touch. And it is Vanuatu who lead. Well, this was a great corner in. It was dangerous. Hanegaro not able to catch. And then Erikan, who's only just been substituted on the pitch, got the header in. And Vanuatu get the reward for their early possession and their early pressure. It was the Solomon Islands now who will have to respond. We saw the Solomons with a number of opportunities as the half went on the counter-attack in transition. We'll need a few more of those now. Ball played out from the back. Suddenly Vanuatu with a spring in their step. Ball played forward for the Solomons. Solisaya, David, Jamina David looking to play it central. Hands up this time, waved away. Solisaya getting involved. She's been busy up top. We'll have some Solomon Islands substitutions soon. Not quite yet. That ball headed up the line and not kept in by Nailene Mensake. David. Jamina David has options, could shoot herself as well. Decides to go to Peggy. And a great ball across the shot, across the face of goal from Mitsake. Here they come again. It's Peggy in behind David. Good save. And out for a corner for the Solomon Islands. Of course, it was a corner that Vanuatu scored from. Solomon Islands will be hoping to do the same. In fact, it was Claudia Votu who was the player who looked to put in the ball. Donna Kyrie was lurking. We're seeing a couple of substitutions now for the Solomon Islands. So coming on for the Solomon Islands, Alama Gagoni and Tessica Watawaba are two of the ones coming on. Metalin Saipio, one of the other players entering the field of play. So 3 first-half substitutions for the Solomons. We already saw one for Vanuatu work well. Limas Erikan, the player to get the goal. Perhaps the Solomons hoping that their substitutions will be able to have a similar impact. The players that those 3 replaced: Lorena Solisaya, who was the Solomons' number 9, who was heavily involved up top. Nailene Mitsake coming off, as did Ivy Sade. So some fresh legs. And Coach Batram Suri just hoping that the substitutes will provide some added impetus, some added energy as they seek out this equaliser. Ball in for Vanuatu. And Saleh was arriving, but it's dealt with by Hanigaro. They've had their moments, the Solomons, but we've seen this all too often in this game. Vanuatu just advancing up the pitch. Sangul able to get there. Back to Mensale. Sangul once more. Sangul offside. So Solomon Islands will win the free kick. But that midfield battle currently is being won by Vanuatu. And perhaps is part of the reason for these substitutes. While Solomon Islands have looked dangerous going forward, they have been unable to win this battle here in midfield. Sangul. Ball will come to Mansale, who'll take the throw. And it's good work there by Alama Gagoni, one of the substitutions for the Solomons, to win the ball there. And to advance it up the pitch, but again, just in midfield in that central third, it's been Vanuatu who have been the team on top so far. Nice footwork. Ball delivered in. Okay, now Latoa there. Marikan looking to get on the end of another. Couldn't get the shot away that time. Nelly Vuti has the ball taken away. Now Caltac advancing forward. Mensale still going. And Saleh. Charlie Saini comes in and clears it away. They played central once more. Sengel not able to find a teammate. The work of Erican since she's come on has been exceptional. Not just the goal that Limas Erican has scored, it's also the way that she has helped Vanuatu continue that midfield dominance. She's been very, very good with those runs from midfield in attack as well. Peggy for the Solomons. Trying to beat her opponents for pace. Look to win the ball back in the corner here, but good work from Rita Solomon to play it to its teammate. Eventually it's David who does win the ball. Edith Nari just plays it off. Mansali. Tuava. Donna Kyrie. Vanuatu on the ball again. But it's taken out of play by Nelly Kaltak. Edith Nari just taking a moment here. She's okay to continue. And Solomon's winning the ball in midfield. Look how they rush forward here. But Nolene Erican able to get in the way for Vanuatu. So 5 minutes of regulation time before the half-time break. It's Vanuatu who currently lead after a goal to Limas Erican from a corner. And Solomon Islands are the team that are looking to advance their way forward to create opportunities of their own, but Vanuatu currently controlling the battle, controlling the ball. And saying that, it does feel like a Solomon Islands goal is around the corner. Just need to get that clear-cut opportunity away. Vanuatu have been very good at restricting their space in front of goal, making it difficult to find angles to shoot. Perhaps the shot here will come because a foul has been awarded to the Solomon Islands, which will allow time for players to get forward. Edith Nari and Alamar Gagoni, the two players standing over this free kick. It does look like it will be Nari who will take. Referee Casey Rybelt just ensuring that the wall is set to her standards. Nari's delivery too low, cleared away by Vanuatu's defence. Tuava. Out to Kagoni. Kigoni trying to fight her way through. The throw coming central. Tuava. Ball caught comfortably in the end by Amelia Reddy. We'll go down now back to Russ Gibbs. Russ, what was the reaction like on the Vanuatu bench when Limas Erikan was able to score that goal? Just wait one moment because Solomon's on the attack here. And blocked off the line by Nelly Vuti. Fantastic work from the Vanuatu defender. And in fact, we will wait just a moment for that cross because the Solomons will have a corner. That is how quickly the Solomon Islands can break. They are very quick up top, and it was only the defensive effort from Nelly Vuti, the 19-year-old, who prevented that equaliser for the Solomons. Ball delivered in towards the near post, headed away. Another corner for the Solomons. Annie Rose Garrett getting up first. Corner taken short this time. Peggy back to the corner taker and delivered in towards the back post over the head of everyone. Well, after that flurry of Solomon Islands attacking opportunities, we will cross down to Russ Gibbs now. So Russ, what was the reaction from Vanuatu's bench after that goal?
Well, as you can perhaps understand, Taryn, they were pretty happy, and I imagine the coach was incredibly happy as well. What a decision to make that substitution from Robert Yalu. Not only has Limas Erikan scored the goal, but as you mentioned in commentaries, he's added bite to that central midfield and turned what was a slight dominance into an even more dominance over that period of the game for Vanuatu. The chances have been at a premium, of course, at both ends. It's a very even contest. Solomon Islands, well, since the changes, they've come back into it a little bit more as that shot comes in from a long way away. But they had been off the pace. Yeah, they have been off the pace, they've been loose in position, and they were slow to react, was what their coach was saying. And, well, they'll hope for a little bit better. And the trio of subs, well, that might make a difference.
Thank you, Russ Gibbs. And, well, at the moment, Solomon Islands making it very difficult for us to have these live crosses because we are really searching for that equaliser. But it is Vanuatu who will have perhaps the final opportunity of the half, with Jane Alatoa brought to ground. Not quite shooting range perhaps for the free kick, but not far away. Hopefully Alatoa is okay to continue. It was a heavy challenge. Those ones do hurt. And sometimes at professional level they make it look like it's not painful. Anyone who's played football can tell you it is very, very painful. So 4 minutes of added time in this first half. It's Vanuatu with the opportunity from the free kick. Nelly Kaltak will take. Had a dangerous shape to it, but it was too close to Joan Hanagaro in the end. Kaltak had a free kick last game against Thailand. It was on target. She explained in the post-match pressure that she practices those at training and during domestic games. And Solomon's 3 minutes to equalise. It'll be a much happier dressing room at half-time, you would imagine, if they can do so. Overlapping run from Peggy. And then Peggy, her attempts to put the ball in are thwarted, but it will lead to a Solomon Islands corner. So another opportunity here from a set piece for the Solomon Islands. Got a couple of corners now. Can they find a way through this time? Nestlin Saipio, the player on corner taking duties. Saipio's delivery in swinging. It'll come out to a yellow shirt. The strike across the face of goal from Vanuatu and back in. He's hit side netting. So Solomon Islands, well, the ball fell nicely for Vanuatu, but she just hooked her shot, which meant that it wasn't able to hit the target. And Vanuatu now, you'd imagine, will be happy to try and keep possession. Inventive pass over the top, but it does give the ball away back to the Solomons. David will chase it down and out for another corner. So the result that the Solomons wanted, with 1 minute or so of stoppage time remaining. The Solomon Islands, perhaps one last opportunity before half-time. Referee just motioning finally for that ball to go away. That ball's been there for most of the half. Corner delivered towards the front post. It's beaten everyone out for another corner. Millie already came forward there to catch it. It was taken away almost out of her hands by the defender, but better to be safe than sorry. Left-footed delivery this time. Headed away the edge of the area. Put back in by Peggy. And that is the final action of the first half. So very even first 45 in Canberra, but it is Vanuatu who have the lead. Limas Erikian, a first half substitute, scoring the goal from a corner that has given Vanuatu the lead. Solomon Islands, they've had opportunities of their own, particularly in transition, but it is Vanuatu at the moment who are controlling that midfield battle. Half-time, Solomon Islands 0, Vanuatu 1. Hello and welcome back to Canberra, where it is currently Vanuatu leading the Solomon Islands 1-0. Here are the first half highlights. If you missed it, Vanuatu had a lot of the early pressure and early chances. In particular, they were controlling possession and made it very difficult for the Solomons. So trying long-range strikes and trying to find that way through. But for the Solomons' part, they really did grow into the half, and it looked like the Solomons were more likely. That handball waved away by the referee, or the appeals for handball rather. Eileen Peggy heavily involved, as was Jamina David throughout for the Solomon Islands. And heavy challenges coming in for both sides. This game important for both. It is an A international, so important for rankings, points, and also as preparation for the OFC Nations Cup in July. Great skills too on display from both sides. This was the goal coming from a corner. The substitute, Limas Erikan, scoring it for Vanuatu. A first half substitution from their coach, Robert Yelu. And it was well and truly vindicated with Erikan tucking that ball away. So here is the tale of the first half in terms of stats. Solomon Islands actually having more shots and more shots on target. We don't have that possession stat there, but Vanuatu almost certainly dominating in that measure. It'll be interesting to see the different approaches of the sides as we enter the second half. So don't go anywhere, still plenty more action to come, but at halftime it is the Solomon Islands 0, Vanuatu 1. Welcome back to Deakin Stadium in Canberra, where it is currently Vanuatu leading the Solomon Islands 1-0. Limas Erikan with the goal for Vanuatu. She scored off a corner after coming in as a first half substitute, something that Jean-Robert Yellow, Vanuatu's coach, will no doubt be very, very happy with. Solomon Islands, well, they had their opportunities, they had their chances, they just weren't able to make it stick. Don't forget as well, coming up later in the day at 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, the Young Matildas Australia taking on Thailand's under-20s. That is the game that will decide the winner of the PacificAus Sports Four Nations Tournament for 2025. Let's throw down now to ground level with Russ Gibbs. Well, we will throw down now in the future. Right now, we'll keep talking about this game because Vanuatu, well, they were the team that managed to control the midfield battle, control possession. And we saw that throughout the first half. That is the reason why they have managed to get their goal. Russ Gibbs is ready now down at ground level. Russ, the first half, it ebbed, it flowed. Vanuatu will be the team that are the happier, though, with that 1-goal lead.
Thanks, Taryn. After 4 very one-sided encounters this week, it's great to be at a venue where we've got a really close encounter between two sides who have gone toe-to-toe. Vanuatu, of course, scored off their first corner of the match. Limas Erikan with their header, and her substitution from Robert Yalu is a great decision by the coach. He's been vindicated by that so far with the goal. The midfield battle is being won by Vanuatu for most of the afternoon, although the Solomon Island changes have certainly helped there. The trio of them 10 minutes before half-time have certainly brought them back into the game. The venue looks great as well. This venue that we're at, for those of you that are interstate or overseas, is the home of Canberra Croatia Football Club. They're the most successful football club in Canberra. They're used to winning trophies here. There's loads of them in the trophy cabinet just over road at their club. And that leads us on to what's going to happen post-match today. There's a presentation taking place on the field. We'll be naming the Pacific Player of the Tournament. One of these players out on the park will be likely to win that, of course. And we've got medals for both teams afterwards. So stay tuned post-match for the official presentation.
Well, Russ, thank you so much for that one. Do you have a tip for your potential Pacific Player of the Tournament?
Well, our player of the tournament tip, well, it could be anyone at the moment, isn't it? Jane Alatoa has been playing very well, and depending on what they do in this second half, Limas Erikan might well be up there. Her introduction has been absolutely sensational. If she continues the way she's been going, considering her performance this week as well, must be in the running.
Well, thank you again, Russ. We'll let you get off the pitch as the players prepare to return for an all-important second half of action in this PacificAus Sports Four Nations Tournament. As Vanuatu have that advantage, but the Solomon Islands, no doubt some changes in approach for the second half. Can they find a way through? It's been the likes of Jamina David, Eileen Peggy, who have been threatening throughout the first 45 minutes of this game. Claudia Votsu as well has been an attacking threat. Can they find the equaliser and a potential winner as well? We are underway, the second half of the Solomon Islands taking on Vanuatu in the final match day of the PacificAus Sports Four Nations Tournament in 2025 edition. The winner of the match today will be the team that finishes third. And as Russ Gibbs just mentioned, the all-important Pacific Player of the Tournament on the line. Here come the Solomons just after the break. The cross-in. Fantastic work from Amelia Reddy to pounce on that ball. It was Donna Kyrie making the run for the Solomon Islands. She put in what looked to be a pinpoint cross. Kyrie doing really well to just steal the ball off Caltech there. But Amelia Reddy in goal. A fantastic effort from her. You have to be brave to be a goalkeeper. You put your body on the line. And she's shown a lot of bravery there. So we'll take a moment now for Amelia Reddy to recover. Of course, when physios or medical treatment is required for goalkeepers, they don't have to leave the pitch. Outfield players do. Of course, you can imagine the kind of chaos that would ensue if goalkeepers had to leave the pitch when requiring physio attention. So she'll take the time that she needs. They'll go through all of the assessments that they need to go through. But early signs are good for the Solomon Islands. That early attack showing their intent for this second 45. And the Solomons probably went into this game as favourites. They're ranked higher than Vanuatu on the FIFA rankings. But of course, none of that really matters when you get out there on the pitch. It's all about what you can produce on the day. And at the moment, it's Vanuatu who have been very, very impressive. Eileen Peggy, the Solomon Islands captain, just directing things. And it's good news, because Reddy is okay to continue. Her goal kick will go long into midfield for Vanuatu, who do pick the ball up. Ball played forward, intercepted. A lovely touch from Simon. The ball in the middle, the touch, the shot, saved by John Hanagaro. It was Jane Alatsoa who had the side on goal. And wasn't able to get it past Hanagaro in Solomon Islands goal. Very nearly a 2-goal advantage for Vanuatu there, and after we saw the start of the second half, almost leading to a Solomon Islands opportunity, Vanuatu comes straight up the other end, hit back, and then almost score a goal of their own. So an action-packed first few minutes to start this second 45. That press certainly higher now from the Solomon Islands, looking to really put the pressure on Vanuatu's defence. No doubt some coaching instructions at halftime. Solomon Islands regain possession. Shot from Peggy. Might just make it difficult here for the keeper to get to, and does, but a foul committed in the process of the Solomons trying to win the ball back. Donna Kyrie, the player that referee Casey Rybelt has adjudged to be a little bit too forceful in her attempts to regain the ball. You are just joining us, Vanuatu in the green kit, Solomon Islands in the yellow. It was Vanuatu who scored in the first half, a header from Limas Erikan from their first corner of the game. Now it is the Solomon Islands who are chasing to get this result. Nice turn from Alatoa. Jane Alatoa not able to keep the ball in. And she has started this second half well. Her ability to turn away from her defenders, her close ball control has been incredibly impressive, the 25-year-old. Peggy. Ball played forward well. Kyrie, can she get there? It's good goalkeeping again by Amelia Reddy. And that combination between Eileen Peggy and Donna Kyrie is causing issues for Vanuatu to begin this second half. Claudia Votu. Played forward again. Maslin Saipio, who was one of those first half substitutes, 3 of them were able to get there. Audible frustration from the Solomon Islands bench there as Peggy won the ball but then wasn't able to turn it into the pitch. She took it out of play. Kaltak playing it forward. Nelly Vuti couldn't keep it in, but it came off a Solomon Islands player, so Vanuatu in possession. To Solomon, heavy touch. Simon. Ball played forward. Well, Sangul got there, but wasn't able to direct it goalwards. Hanagaro did just enough to put Sangul off. Can Solomon Islands find a way playing out from the back here? No, it's intercepted by Rita Solomon. Played central, then all the way back. A shot from the edge of the area, saved well by Hanagaru. Jane Alatoa again able to find that space that she needed to fire away a strike. It was good work by Kyrie, but the pass could only find the feet of a Vanuatu defender. And this is something that the Solomons are doing well, where they're able to win the ball, but then that first pass, that first decision is just running into a wall of Vanuatu defenders. And credit has to go to Vanuatu for the way that they are set up, and they're finding it, Solomons are finding it extremely difficult to play through Vanuatu at the moment, which is absolutely a credit to the formation, to the structure of the team, to the organization of the defense. It's also no doubt frustrating for the Solomon Islands. They're just finding a way through, very challenging. That's a nice ball in behind Simon. Her first touch was good, but couldn't get past the Solomon Islands defense. Here's a ball over the top for Peggy. Eileen Peggy in some space. She's got Donna Kyrie central. It'll look to find her. The touch. Well, it was Alama Gagoni who was there and got to the ball, but the ball straight into Amelia Reddy with another fantastic save. Saini. The pass intercepted by Nolene Erikan. Throw up the line again, taken out of play by Vanuatu, so another opportunity for a throw for the Solomons. Saini, the player. Looks like it'll be a long throw as well, based on how far the players are going back. Ball high, played central. David is there. Jamina David goes to ground. Bodies everywhere, but Vanuatu can get it away eventually. And now perhaps start a counter-attack of their own. Simon. See the close ball control skills of both of these teams. Futsal very big. And it is evident in the way that these teams play. Simon. Delivering across. Nigari can gather. Simon has been very good. Lamata Simon only started playing in 2021, so as good of a player as she is now, you imagine there's still so much more improvement to come, and that is the advantage. More games, tournaments like this. It's 2 weeks of a training camp and an opportunity to learn from their opposition and from each other. It all helps, all of these experiences, especially for players who may not have played for a very long time. That is Solomon Islands captain Eileen Peggy, who looks to be limping a little bit. Hopefully nothing more than a contact injury that she can just walk off. She is running a little bit gingerly there, but is still running, so that's a good sign. Played down the line. Solomon's chasing. Pressure on the keeper here. Oh, how about that? From Amelia Reddy. How about the confidence? Just a back heel away from the attacking player. And the Solomons won't be able to continue their attack because a foul has been committed and the first yellow card of the game. How about that for confidence from a goalkeeper? You love to see that. And after all of that, a foul on Jane Alitoa meant that the referee produced the first yellow card of the game and also prevented Solomon Islands' attack from continuing. We'll cross now down to Russ Gibbs, down at pitch level. Russ, Vanuatu still hold the 1-goal advantage. What's the mood in the Solomon Islands camp as they look to search for this equaliser?
Thanks, Taryn. Well, they're a little bit happier than they were in the first half. As I mentioned at half-time, the 3 changes that they've made has given them a bit more parity in the central areas of the park, but they still aren't creating enough for the coaches like. the moment we saw for Amelia Reddy a moment ago was absolutely brilliant. It's a shame the cameras didn't pick it up, because we had some synchronised coaching in front of us. Both coaches took a stroll to the edge of their technical area at the same time. Both threw their arms up in the air at the same time. One in exasperation, one in excitement of the goalkeeper doing what she should do. And then both returned to their seats. It was composed absolutely brilliantly. But at the moment, it's the Solomon Islands who need to find something, and Vanuatu having the upper hand. And, well, they've got the advantage, and they're looking to build on it.
Well, Solomon Islands, the team on the attack now. They are the team with the corner. Maslin Saipio will take it. They've got numbers forward. Corner played in, punched away. Will come back to Saipio, who'll have another chance to cross it in. The header, dangerous, but Amelia Reddy is there once more. That is a wonderful scene described by Russ Gibbs there, of both coaches reacting to that piece of goalkeeping before from Reddy. Those sorts of things, they go on YouTube compilations, best bits of skill from goalkeepers, and you see goalkeepers do all sorts of things, the back heels. You've seen scorpion kicks throughout world goalkeeping history. You wonder if Amelia Reddy might have that in her locker. Right now, all that Amelia Reddy and her teammates will be thinking about is trying to defend this lead, and Solomon Islands come again. Shot from outside the area from Saipio goes harmlessly wide of the goal. Vanuatu looking to advance forward once more. I just wonder if in moments there, for both sides, but particularly the Solomons, they're looking to press high and win the ball back. When they sort of win it just on the edge of Vanuatu's third, very often the first thought is just a quick ball played forward. And sometimes you just wonder if they look to keep possession in those moments, play it to feet, play it to a teammate. If maybe that might lead to some more success. You can understand why. Just in these situations here, David looking to play it forward this time. She releases a teammate. Solomon Islands streaming into the box. Back to Kyrie, who just about manages to collect. But Vanuatu player is able to get back. Shot from distance, blocked away. And the Solomon Islands getting ever closer to searching for that equaliser. Plenty of opportunities now in this second half. But generally speaking, Vanuatu's defence has been able to get there, block the opportunities away. They've been so good at that desperate defending today. David. Again, this high press from the Solomon Islands making itself more and more evident as time ticks on. Well, Solomon Islands know as well that a draw wouldn't be enough to see them finish third ahead of Vanuatu. Vanuatu had a slightly better goal difference after the first two games, which means that the Solomon Islands would have to win to finish third, but at the moment. They will take that equaliser if they can get it, and then hopefully build from there. Shirley Saini now down and just requires some attention. She's clutching at the face. And teammates gather round. It may have just been a very accidental stray arm there. I believe it was Jane Alitsoa who may have been the Vanuatu player. She's making sure that she's okay. Completely accidental. It was just her arm coming back in the process of trying to win the ball. And unfortunately, Shirley Saini has come out worse for wear. Well, she's back on her feet, which is always a good first sign. Nodding a smile from the medic. Hopefully that's positive. Saini will go off to receive all of the checks and the further attention that she needs. So the Solomons now temporarily down to 10. We saw this a couple of times with Vanuatu in the first half. Won't stop them striding forward and attacking. Nolene Erikan. Her throw intercepted. Solomon Islands with an opportunity to have some possession. David. Vanuatu. Cross in. Only one yellow shirt there. There were two Vanuatu players bearing down on goal, so it was a crucial intervention at the back from Lisa Solo. Vanuatu. Ball played central. Now that long ball searching forward. Finds the run as well. Can the Solomon Islands find a way through here? That ball intercepted by Rita Solomon of Vanuatu. So here Vanuatu come. Jane Alitsoa. Couldn't find a way through that time. Was swarmed by yellow shirts. Garrett. That ball was searching for Henriette Sangul. Now Vanuatu looking to intercept high. Lamata Simon brought to ground, and a foul one for Vanuatu in a very dangerous position. Lamata Simon has been so dangerous in this game. She did really well to intercept the ball, and Claudia Voto really had no choice but to foul her. So Nelly Vuti standing over this free kick for Vanuatu. Players in the middle. They scored their goal from a corner. Can they score another from a set-piece situation? Vuti's delivery towards the near post. It's cleared away at the first time of asking. Now Peggy will try and take the ball up. Eileen Peggy up to Jamina David. Saipio takes it around the defender, but her pass intercepted. Still Saipio though, managed to get the ball back. Left Eileen Peggy too much to do to regain possession. Ball played central. Defended away by Vanuatu. You wonder at what point Vanuatu will start to slow the game down. And good news as well, Charlie Saini made her way back onto the pitch for Solomon Islands, so back to their full contingent. She was okay to continue, and here they come now. Ball played forward to the path of Peggy, but the pace of Lamata Simon has been her primary asset in this game in both attack and defense. She's able to cover really anything that is thrown at her. Sangul. Ball taken away by Peggy out for a Vanuatu throw. There is Saini making that challenge for the Solomon Islands. Nolene Erikan's throw, intercepted. Nice flick over the top by Simon, but there were only yellow shirts in front of her. For Vanuatu, with 15 minutes or so of regulation time remaining in this game, are the team with the lead. Limas Erikan, who was a substitute that came on in the first half, scoring from a header after a corner in that first 45. Still scoreless in the second half. It's Vanuatu on the attack again here. It has been, for the most part, the Solomon Islands who have been chasing this game, but Vanuatu certainly not out of it in an attacking sense. This ball from Simon, finding Rita Solomon. Rita Solomon with the strike. Joan Hanagaro able to claim. Very impressive stuff from Vanuatu today. Nolene Erikan going to ground, fouled by Shirley Saini. So another opportunity from a free kick in a similar kind of area, remembering that they did score that goal from the corner. This is almost a slightly closer corner, kind of part of the pitch. Set up with very similar tactics and similar ideas from this kind of area. This time it is Melly Kaltak who's walking over to take. Kaltak's delivery towards the back post this time and claimed by Hanigaro. Will be thrown quickly. And Vanuatu players back in numbers quickly. David's ball played forward. And foul committed by Donna Kyrie. Just clipping the heels of Nolene Erikan, which brought her to ground. Donna Kyrie's worked so hard up top today for the Solomon Islands. She would love to walk away with a goal to her name, but she certainly has continued to apply that pressure to Vanuatu. We'll cross down now to Russ Gibbs. Russ, 13 minutes or so of regulation time remaining. How do Solomon Islands get back into this game?
Well, they might be deciding to make a change in just a moment. That might be how they look to get back into the match. A substitution is about to take place in front of us very shortly. The anxiety levels on the benches have been rising excrementally as we've gone on during this match. As it's gone on, the nerves are shredded from both teams. And at the moment, as Solomon Islands look to try and get back into it, they might leave gaps that Vanuatu can exploit on the break. Again, both coaches have been proud in their technical areas for the whole of the second half. And I can tell you that the Solomon Islands head coach Batram Sudi was not impressed with his team at the moment. He wants them to run harder and put some more effort in. He was telling his substitutes that if they go on, they need to be able to run and run and run and put the effort in until the final whistle in order to get back into this. As you mentioned, a draw for them isn't good enough to get them off the foot of the table of the PacificAus Four Nations Tournament. They'll need 2 goals in the final 13 minutes to do that, but there's also a lot more at stake than that as well, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, with ranking points and pride, and at the moment it's going Vanuatu's way.
Thank you for that, Russ Gibbs, down on the sideline. Indeed, there will be a few more substitutions, you would imagine, for both sides. Fresh legs for the Solomon Islands as they look to find this equaliser. Vanuatu, well, they have a smaller bench than every other nation at this tournament, but they can still look to utilise those players again. Those fresh legs to try and keep Solomon Islands out, maybe even chuck an extra defender or two on at this stage. It'll be fascinating to see the approaches in the final, now 11 minutes of regulation time. And Solomon Islands might be forced into a change because there's a player down. Play continues though, referee not obliged to stop play. Simon. Mada Simon looking to cross the ball in, looking to find a teammate. Sangul is there. She'll play it to the edge of the area instead. Rita Solomon not able to keep the ball in her control. Anyways, Gere just lost the ball, so now play will be stopped for the player down for the Solomon Islands. Looks like Messelin Saipio, the player who was one of those first half substitutes for the Solomons. 3 first half substitutes, Saipio, Alamakagoni, and also Tessica Rotawava came on, and they did have an impact. Well, perhaps the injury there, just as she was reaching for that ball, clutching at the calf. That right calf of Messelin Saipio seems to be the thing causing her some problems. And she will unfortunately have to be helped off the field. So it does look like Messelin Saipio's day is done. Whatever substitutions that Batram Suri had planned may have to change. Well, best wishes with Messelin Saipio. Calves are never a fun injury. No injury is, but that calf tear, calf strain can be very difficult to deal with. So those substitutions going ahead now for the Solomon Islands. It's Eileen Peggy coming off to be replaced by Salome Marcy. And then the other player coming on for the Solomon Islands is Veronica Tolivaka. So she will replace Messelin Saipio. Eileen Peggy coming off as well. The captain's armbands transferring to Claudia Votu with Eileen Peggy off the pitch. And for the Solomon Islands, they'll be hoping that Tolivaka and Marcy can provide that extra spark that they need in these final 10 minutes or so to get that goal, to get that equaliser. And there's an argument to say that the Solomon Islands have had more opportunities than Vanuatu, but Vanuatu put theirs away. And that's the challenge for the Solomon Islands now. They've got to find a way through. Here's a potential opportunity. Kyrie challenging. Jamina David is there. Saini. David back to Saini. Nice play on this right-hand side, but the pass is cut out. David, sheer force of will. Wins the ball, plays it out wide. Players in the middle for the Solomons if the ball can be found, but it's not kept in. Salome Marcy doing well, but not able to get the ball in and find a teammate. And the Solomon Islands looking to attack here. Kyrie, offside flag is raised. With the substitution of Saipio off the pitch, it is the third game in a row that the Solomon Islands have subbed a sub. This time unplanned. Of course, that injury to Saipio meaning that their coach Batram Suri was left with no choice. Here comes Vanuatu. Simon. Saved well. And Hanigaro again in the way. Mata Simon showing her pace. An ability to get in behind both attack and defense. Nolene Arikan with the throw for Vanuatu. Well, they'll be happy enough to hold on to this one-goal lead. They'd love a second, just secure the result. Kaltzak. Unfortunately, another player down here for the Solomon Islands. And hopefully she can get to her feet. It's Charlie Saini, who required physio attention earlier. Looks to be something different this time around, although she is back jogging. Vanuatu looking for that second. It's Mensale. We play it back to Anatsoa. Simon playing it central. Oh, Solomon Islands, they really have to press forward now. But it's Vanuatu who continue to threaten a second of their own. Nice turn from Sengul. Finding Alatoa. Jane Alatoa delivering a ball in. Hanigaro able to deal with it well. And pass from Marcy, not finding its intended target. And 2.5 minutes of regulation time plus stoppages for the Solomon Islands to equalise. Things have gotten harder as the game's gone on. And it will have to be stopped again here. Shiley Saini, she was struggling a moment earlier, and then again, just an issue with the foot perhaps, or ankle. She's being checked on by Rita Solomon of Vanuatu, which is great to see. And she is indicating that she'll be okay to continue, although a little bit sore. Neither team has held back today. They are both desperate for that win. Votu's pass. Finding Rita Solomon. Alatoa. Ball played forward to Sangul. Whose cross is gathered. Despite it being Solomon Islands, they need to find this equaliser at the moment. Vanuatu keeping possession very well. They're the team most likely in these last few minutes to add a second. Sengul onto Simon. Simon was offside. Again, precious seconds ticking down for Vanuatu, who are the team in the lead. Votu launching it forward. Picked up by David. Jamina David trying to pierce the gap for Gugoni. Vanuatu's defence up to the task. 4 minutes of stoppage time. 4 minutes for the Solomon Islands to find the equaliser, to walk away from Australia with a goal, with a result. What can they do here? Ball played through into the path of David. Jamina David chasing this one down. But smartly, Amelia Reddy will take up as many seconds as she possibly can and deals with it well. Votu. Claudia Votu taking the ball up herself here. Still going, Votu. Ball played central. David, Jamina David with an opportunity to play it across goal. Arriving was Alamar Gugoni, but Amelia Reddy, who has impressed throughout this tournament, comes out and prevents Gugoni for getting the shot away. We'll have another stoppage here. As Vanuatu have a player requiring attention, Jane Alatsoa. There's another player who has been incredibly impressive for Vanuatu. We'll take a look again at this from the Solomon Islands. Gigoni timed her run really well, but Amelia Reddy once again out smartly. She's really barely put a foot wrong in this game, Amelia Reddy.
And the number on the floor is 6. Is that 6?
Alatsoa help to her feet. It's been an almighty shift from the 25-year-old Jane Alatsoa. She'll have to be helped off the pitch. An unfortunate way for her tournament to end, but she gets the applause from this crowd here in Canberra that she deserves, because she has been fantastic in this game and throughout the tournament.
Jane Alatsoa, number 18, Marie Metariki Whenua.
Marie Metariki Whenua, 22-year-old, will come on to replace her for these last few minutes. There'll be more time added on now because of that stoppage, so you can expect probably about 3 more minutes of this game to go. We might go till about the 96th minute. That was about 2 minutes of stoppage. And hopefully Alatsoa is okay and that's nothing more long-term, but for now it is Whenua who has been tasked with seeing out this game. The all-important task. There'll be about 2.5 minutes now for Vanuatu to defend, to ensure that the Solomon Islands aren't able to get that equaliser that they have been seeking since about midway through the first half, when Limas Erikan scored from a corner for Vanuatu. So we're at the discretion of Casey Rybelt now. You'd imagine about 2 minutes remaining. What can the Solomon Islands do? Can they produce a memorable moment here? Ball played through to Tolivaka, but poked away by Vanuatu's defence and not able to be kept in. Votu trying to intercept, but now Vanuatu will have space on the counter. They can find it. Good touch from Whenua. Turn away from Tolivaka. Time running out for the Solomons. Vanuatu players all back in defence. Maybe an opportunity will open up here to seal the game. So full time here in Canberra. It is Vanuatu who come away with the victory against the Solomon Islands. They scored their first goal of the tournament in this game. A header from Limas Erikan, who was a first half substitute. That proved to be the difference between these two sides. It was hard fought. Solomon Islands had more than their fair share of opportunities, but Vanuatu's defence stood tall. A particularly impressive performance from their goalkeeper, Amelia Reddy, to keep a clean sheet and to ensure that Vanuatu leave with all 3 points. So that was the goal, that was the moment for Vanuatu that sealed them the 3 points in the end. Limas Erikan in the right place to head it home after a corner. The Solomon Islands, they pressed high. Donna Kyrie very heavily involved in everything, but that was just one of many fantastic saves that Amelia Reddy made in Vanuatu's goal. And in fact, it was Vanuatu who may well have scored a second. Jane Alitsoa absolutely everywhere. Solomon's kept pushing high. That's another wonderful save from Reddy after Alama Gagoni got the final touch. How about this for a piece of skill from a goalkeeper? Any player would love to be able to perform that skill. No less a goalkeeper. Reddy showed that she has all the tricks in this afternoon's game. Kyrie again losing her footing. The thing you'll notice, Vanuatu defenders just constantly getting in the way, making it very difficult for the Solomons to get the shots away. Vanuatu again continue to push for that second. Marta Simon, very, very impressive herself. Her speed, extremely noticeable throughout the game. And then in the final moments, his save again from Amelia Reddy, preventing Alama Gagoni from getting on the ball was essential. So more shots in the end for the Solomon Islands. Vanuatu had plenty of their own. A lot of those not so much clear-cut opportunities, but the work of the two goalkeepers preventing more goals from being scored. That is the tale of the tape. Full time, it is Solomon Islands 0, Vanuatu 1. Well, the players making their way over now for a post-match presentation. That'll be disappointing for the Solomon Islands, who would have hoped to walk away with some goals and the result, of course, but Vanuatu really deserving that victory. They were composed in defence, they were structured, they made sure that they were always back in that defensive line, and that is why they were able to be successful today. We'll go down now to pitch side, where Russ Gibbs has an interview for us.
Thanks, Taryn. I'm here with Rita Solomon. Rita, great win for you, but you had to work hard for it, didn't you?
Oh, yes. On behalf of myself personally, I want to thank the team and all of us. We worked together to get the win.
You scored very early on in the game, and then it was a case of resolute defending for quite a lot of it.
Yeah, because all the girls remembered what our coach told us earlier. If we can't win the game, we don't have to lose it. So once we get the call, we're like, yeah, we just have to defend that.
And you defended it very well. What's been the highlight of the week for you? Is it this win, or is it things that have been happening off the field as well?
I think it's things that have been happening off the field as well, because for my team it's quite challenging because we don't have league back home, and for our past two games we've learned a lot, and our coach told us that we have to be good winners because we have to learn from the past games and work on our mistakes, and we deserve to win today.
How impressed have you been with the PacificAus Tournament? You get the opportunity to play against Australia and Thailand, some OFC teams as well. How good has it been?
Oh, for that, we always say that for our team is an opportunity and a privilege because we don't get to play this high level. So for that, we want to thank the Australian government and Australian football for that opportunity that we have. It gives us an idea of the standard we're at, and we have to work more. And now we know where the standard of football in Vanuatu is, so we have to work hard to get to play with our upcoming tournaments.
Well, you certainly showcased that today. Congratulations on your win, and thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
So that was Rita Solomon of Vanuatu speaking after their win, and striking that she said that some of her favourite things from this tournament were the off-pitch experiences. These two teams visited the zoo together a couple of days ago. They had dinner along with Thailand under-20s and Australia under-20s at Parliament House, and it really has been a fantastic environment for players to learn on the pitch, but also learn about each other off the pitch as well. And that is what these tournaments are all about. So while Solomon Islands were not able to get the result today, they will be able to take home those experiences with them. A trip to Australia, a trip where they got to meet a number of their opponents and counterparts and experience new and different things, which is a really wonderful part of these events. All the players now at ground level just waiting on the presentation for Pacific Player of the Tournament after this game. So many candidates. You could just see from this game itself. And we saw the quality of the likes of Eileen Peggy, Jamina David from the Solomon Islands. Just weren't able to get that goal. Donna Kyrie was also very impressive up top for Vanuatu. Amelia Reddy in goals. What a performance she had. Nelly Kaltak and Annie Rose Garrett. Solid in defence. Jane Alitsoa. Well, wasn't she exceptional everywhere on the park? And even the likes of the Mata Simon, who was so quick up and down the line, covered defensively and attacking as well. Let's go down pitch side now for that presentation.
I'd like to offer our congratulations to the winning team today, Vanuatu. So you appreciate Vanuatu and for the Solomon Islands for the performance they showed today.
Football Australia would like to thank PacificAus Sports for supporting the tournament and allowing us to witness 6 excellent games. So thank you, PacificAus Sports. We'll now announce the Pacific Player of the Tournament. The award will be presented by Kate Coffey, Director of Pacific Sports Section at DFAT. The winner of the Pacific Player of the Tournament award goes to Vanuatu number 6, Jane Alatoa. Congratulations to Jane on winning the award of the Pacific Player Tournament. We'd now like to invite the Solomon Islands forwards to collect their medals from
Kate Coffey. If each player from the Solomon Islands can come to collect the medal.
Warm over here, Ed.
Show your appreciation for the Solomon Islands. Now
Please welcome to receive their medals from Kate Coffey, Vanuatu.
and show your appreciation for Vanuatu. Remember to stick around for the next game, which starts at 6:30 when Australia play Thailand.
So there was the presentation for the final match day, Game 1 of the PacificAus Four Nations Tournament. Vanuatu coming away victorious against the Solomon Islands, 1-0, and Jane Alatoa of Vanuatu awarded the Pacific Player of the tournament. Remember, 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, we have the Young Matildas Australian Under-20s taking on Thailand Under-20s. But for now, thank you for joining us of our coverage of this match, and we'll see you soon.